They said the Funfair shut down after a terrible accident. People vanished without a trace, swallowed by the town's fog. We didn't believe the stories. We just wanted to go back to the place we loved, that old holiday town on the coast of County Sligo, where we spent every summer as kids. The rusty gates groaned open like a slow, reluctant breath. The salty air was thick with decay, mixed with the faint scent of rotting wood and something darker, something we couldn't name. We hesitated. For a moment, it felt like the Funfair was holding its breath, waiting for us to step inside. Our footsteps echoed sharply on the cracked, uneven pavement. Broken signs hung limply from rusted poles, swaying with the cold wind. The tents, once bright and alive with colours, sagged heavily, their torn canvas flapping softly like restless ghosts trapped in a place that time forgot. A chill crept down my spine as I scanned the desolate grounds. The salty sea air clung to my skin, but beneath it was something else. A faint, sour scent, like decay mixed with damp earth, creeping into my lungs. Phones flickered weakly in our hands, screens flashing briefly before plunging into total darkness. No signal, no light, just the heavy, suffocating silence of a place cut off from the world. From the fog came a warped carnival tune, faint and broken, like a music box wound too tight, playing a melody twisted out of sync with reality. It drifted through the mist, looping endlessly, a ghostly echo of happier times. Then faint laughter, soft, distant, almost teasing. Not joyful, but hollow, mocking. It floated close, then slipped away like a shadow melting into the fog. "Did you hear that?" I whispered, breath catching. The others nodded but stayed silent. We kept walking, wondering if the Funfair remembered us. The fog thickened, muffling every sound except our own breaths and footsteps. We moved slowly, each step hesitant, the silence pressing in like a weight. The faintest whisper of carnival music drifted through the mist. The clown's voice, low and cracked, singing, "Round and round the carousel goes. Where it stops, nobody knows." Our phones sat silent in our hands, shadows in the gloom. Then suddenly, a sharp buzz, breaking the silence. One by one, our phones lit up with messages. Curious, we unlocked them, only to find a photo. At first, it was just us, standing there, uneasy and unsure. But then, a shadow emerged behind us, a twisted smile, pale and cruel, the clown, creeping behind Liam's shoulder. No one had heard a thing. No one had seen him move. Liam's phone flickered and died. The others followed, one by one. The silence returned, heavier than before. And then came the laughter, cold, sharp, and everywhere at once. We weren't visitors. We were the show. From the mist, he appeared, the clown. His smile cracked like shattered glass, eyes glowing faint red. He didn't move, but the air thickened around him, heavy with something wrong. The carousel lights flickered on and off. Painted horses seemed to bleed shadows from hollow eyes. Then the clown was behind Liam, a grin too wide, too cruel. Before any of us could react, he vanished into the fog. We froze, hearts hammering in our chests. He wasn't just here. He was playing with us, watching us, and we were trapped in his game. Whispers and nervous jokes broke the tension, trying to mask the growing dread that gripped us all. The laughter was brittle, a thin, fragile thing stretched tight over panic. Mark shook his head. We should leave. His voice was firm, but his eyes darted nervously into the fog. "No way," Sarah said, voice steady but hard. "We came all this way. We deserve to see it one last time." We moved toward the old notice board, its wooden frame weathered and cracked, plastered with torn posters and yellowed newspaper clippings nailed haphazardly. Headlines screamed about disappearances, accidents, strange sightings, warnings from locals who had long since abandoned the town. Suddenly, a piercing scream ripped through the air, Mark's voice, sharp and terrified. We spun toward the Ferris wheel, only to see him gone, vanished like smoke into the thickening fog. Panic gripped us, raw and cold. The carnival's twisted game was just beginning. The gate slammed shut behind us, heavy, final, like the closing of a coffin lid. Phones remained dead, screens black and useless in our trembling hands. The fog thickened, swallowing everything. We couldn't see our own hands in front of our faces. The Funfair had become a maze of shadows and whispers. The clown was everywhere and nowhere, stalking us, his cruel laughter echoing just beyond sight, taunting and relentless. Sarah screamed as something invisible yanked her into the shadows. Her cries were swallowed by the darkness, leaving an eerie, haunting silence in their place. Liam's desperate cries echoed from the haunted house before cutting off abruptly, replaced by cold, suffocating silence. And I was alone. Heart pounding, lungs burning, I ran toward the exit, every step a desperate plea for escape. But the clown stepped from the shadows, blocking my path. His cracked grin stretched impossibly wide, eyes glowing with cold, hungry malice. Behind him, the Ferris wheel spun faster, its flickering lights casting grotesque shadows that danced in the swirling fog. His voice was a cruel whisper in my ear, chilling and low. "You never really left." Then darkness swallowed me whole. When I woke, the town was empty. No sign of my friends, no sign of the Funfair. But sometimes, late at night, carried on the wind, I hear the faint echo of carnival music, haunting, endless, and I know it's waiting, still. If you want more, like, subscribe, and stay safe.